today for the Bitcoin price. And yes, guys, you can already see it in the title. I got wrecked on Bitcoin. You're probably asking, hey, what the heck are you talking about? I mean, Bitcoin is going down since ages. We are here like 75% down. We all got wrecked. Well, hear me out, guys. Today's video has a very, very important learning for you watching, but also for myself. The chart I'm going to show you is going to change everything, including your opinion about Bitcoin. Watch until the very end. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, like, comment, share. Thank you so much for that. Because of all of your engagement, we are usually or most often the most viewed Bitcoin only video on the whole YouTube internet. And that is because of you. Thank you so much for that. Now let's jump straight into the content. What I have to show you today is gonna be a big surprise. This is what I can tell you already. And I just wanted to show you this beautiful thing I gave one to Da Vinci. Always reminds you and should remind you as well. Reminds me and should remind you as well that Bitcoin is hard money, even though you can't touch it. But now let me go into the interesting stuff first. Dear ladies and gentlemen, what we are seeing, and you know what, I want to show you just in a second. First of all, let me show you the old chart. You know this one already, right? I don't have to explain you here once again what happens every 4 years, what happens when we come into these apexes of these downward sloping trend lines. I'm not gonna do that for now. I want to talk about this one very important chart. And this is something I saw over on Twitter, and I was looking at it. I was like, hey, this completely resonates with the whole content I was doing throughout the last few weeks, with the chart I was just showing you. Look at it. I mean, it's clear to me what is happening right now. If not, that is happening what I am expecting. Basically, the whole trend for Bitcoin breaks and Bitcoin does something it has never done before. Let me show you this. So what you can see here is the Bitcoin halving cycles. And every single cycle, this was every time the case. You see here only 3 cycles. We actually already had 4, right? You have a hype phase. You have a disillusionment. I mean, my English pronunciation is still kind of German. I'm sorry for that. And you have the enlightenment, right? You could call it different. I would call it the hype cycle, the bear cycle, the recovery, right? And what you can see, the blue line is the first hype cycle. It's actually the second one, but let's call it the first one, where Bitcoin went all the way up to 1,163, 1,200 approximately, give or take US dollars. Then we went down. What you can see on the bottom axis is the days since halving. So whenever the halving starts, you already know this, Bitcoin usually goes into this upwards movement. Blue cycle, first one, orange cycle, second one, red cycle, just the last one, the one we are in right now. Every time this happens, right? Then approximately somewhere around 300 days after the halving to 400, 500 days after the halving, we find the Bitcoin bull market high. Actually, the first time it was like 365 days after the halving. The last time was 500 days, and this time was also 500 days after the halving. Then, dear ladies and gentlemen, and please listen very closely, we go into the bear market. And this is the important thing, because there are many variables, many things where things are a little bit different from cycle to cycle, but one common denominator is there. One time where it's always the same. And this is the end of the bear market, the beginning of the bull market, measured in days after the halving. Let me go back and show you. And please watch the last videos or just remember them if you already watched that. This exactly resonates, and I will actually build the bridge for you with what I was showing you recently, with all the on-chain data, with all the technical data. Let me go back. What you can see here is that every single freaking time, somewhere approximately at like 950 days after the halving, you can see it on the top on the blue cycle, the recovery comes. The bear market bottom is in. You also saw it in April 2019, right here at the orange line. This big pump from 4,000 to 6,000 US dollars. The big relief when the bear market stopped and the bull market started. Same thing is what can happen right now on this red cycle, in the current cycle where we are at right now. And I can tell you one thing, approximately 30 days are left. When we are zooming in here, in this, and you can always redraw it a little bit, but in this one, 3 to 4 weeks are left until the beginning of February. This break has to happen in accordance to this technical chart, in accordance to this chart, and in accordance to basically, let me quickly go back here, basically almost all of the on-chain indicators I was showing you recently. A big break has to happen within the next 3 to 4 weeks, and this is not just some break, this is a once in a 4 years break for Bitcoin. I'm not talking about a few thousand, like $1,000-2,000 US dollars volatility. I'm talking about 5, 10, 15, 20,000 US dollar volatility. But now the question is, are we going to break towards the downside or towards the upside? To answer this question, if you ask me, zooming out, the trend is my friend until the end. The daily, maybe on the weekly, we are on the downwards trend. But the more you zoom out, the more truth comes to it. If we go on the monthly and on the yearly, we are in a 12-year bull market. And I myself refuse to bet against a 12-year trend, which is basically the whole entire history for Bitcoin. This is why I'm holding on my Bitcoin, and even though I got wrecked in the last bear market with, I think, the last 3 trades or so, right? I mean, it's not a secret. All my trades before, actually, throughout the bull market, I think we were raking in, with the whole community, billions and billions in profits. Well, in the bear market was a little bit different. Also on my side, I have to say. But in the end of the day, because I will remember that Bitcoin is hard money, I am going to be the winner once again, and I'm gonna take you with me. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, commenting, and we are going to see each other very soon at the next one of Mmcrypto. And as always, guys, as always, bye.